spoke about this, that this lashon b'vadei lo kol safek v'svek sveika is a very, very strong lashon that if anyone ever has any kind of doubts, any kind of weak moment, to look into these words and read the words from the Sikha, there's nothing that gives more strength than that. As you know, the famous word that the Frierdiker Rebbe said to the Rebbe Rashab. It's in the Maimer, the Chodaydi, the Rebbe Chassan chazes by the Chasana. And he told the Rebbe Rashab, the Rebbe Rashab told him something, and he repeated it. And the Rebbe Rashab said to him, why did you repeat it? I told you that I'm saying it b'derech efsher, which means I'm not certain. So the Frierdiker Rebbe answered, when you say something b'derech efsher, as far as I'm concerned, it's absolute certainty. So how much more so when the Rebbe himself says, it's a certain, not only a certain, b'vadai l'loi kol sopek u'svek sveika. So when you look at this at the surface, it's sort of shocking. It's the opposite of the way the person would normally think. The way a person normally thinks is the opposite. Over 50 years ago, the Frierdiker Rebbe said, La'alta l'tshuva, la'alta l'gula. Since then, it's 50 years later. We're still stuck here in Golas. So if anything, that should raise, or there should be a struggle with perhaps a weakness in those words. And the Rebbe says the exact opposite. The exact opposite. The fact that 50 years passed makes it b'vadai elei kol sopek u'svek sveika. Reminds me, I was once going on Talucha. They went to a shul. The Rav of the shul was someone by the name of Arav Bamzer, or Rashalom. And before I spoke, he introduced me. And the way he introduced me was, he said, everybody in the shul knows that I'm a Lubavitcher Chassid, the Rav said about himself. But there was a time before that I was a closet Lubavitcher. It means he was a Lubavitcher, but nobody really knew about it. And there was a time before that I wasn't even a closet Lubavitcher. I got a phone call from Lubavitch headquarters, and they asked me, could someone come speak in your shul? And I said no. So they asked me, okay, we respect that, but could you share with us your reason? Why not? So he said, because Lubavitchers speak a different language. We don't understand your language. It reminds me how the Rebbe spoke when he spoke about the Svarim, when he spoke about Hey Tevis. At one point the Rebbe said, I can't speak with this person because we don't speak the same language. He says that it's 35 years since the Frierdiker Rebbe is Rahman al gone, and 35 years from the Levaya, and I can't speak with this person because it's Sheker Gomer. As a Heper, the Emes Lamita is that the Frierdiker Rebbe is 35 years stronger, and gesunter, and frischer, and more active. So the Rebbe speaks a different language. A worldly person says 35 years from Histalkus means 35 years further away. And the Rebbe says 35 years from Tafshin Yud is 35 years stronger than he ever was before. And perhaps this is also included in the words that we say, Natav Chatanu. Yidden, compared to the nations of the world, have a different language. We speak a different language. We don't just do different things. It's a whole different way of looking at things in a different language. And within Yidden themselves, when you learn Chassidus and you have a Rebbe, you speak a different language. So the way a worldly person would look at it and say, it's now 25, 26 years from the Rebbe told us, Agiyuz Mangu Laschem. So the Chayra with 25, 26 years further away from what the Rebbe told us then. But the reality is the opposite. The Rebbe is screaming that now we're 26 years closer to the Inyan of Agiyuz Mangu Laschem than we ever were before. So when we say 90 years from Chag HaGeula, that's when it all began. The Rebbe explains that what Lauta l'Tshuva, Lauta l'Geula, Igiyuz Mangalaschem, this is all a continuation of the beginning, which started with the Chag HaGeula of Yud Beis Tammuz. And so the fact that it's 90 years, the way we're supposed to look at it as Chassidim is not 90 years Chas v'Shalom further away, but that what happened then, the opening of Geula, then was the Sor Begoli, the Geula of the Frierdiker Rebbe. But in reality, it was the Geula of Klal Yisrael. And in reality, the Rebbe said it was the beginning of the Geula Amitis Vashlema, which is now 90 years stronger and greater than it ever was before. But how could you explain it? For a person with Seichel and Nushi, just, how does it make